Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to stand and talk here today. I'm Maryam Al Shaibani, VP Integrated Digital Solutions at OQ. So once, someone told me that AI stands for absolutely intimidating, because there's nothing more intimidating than having an AI or a robot managing our change. But yesterday, we had a lot of talk about AI. We know it is a tool that is actually helping us and shaping our life. Your phone today, this is AI. Your car is AI. Your house, your smart homes, they're all changing to AI. It's actually changing our lives, it's changing our environment. The issue is that it's changing at a speed, and we need to adapt to it. It is forcing us to actually change the way we think about change management, and that's what I'll be talking about today. So my presentation will start with facts, then we will be talking about what we've done in OQ, 2 case studies that we will explain what did we do well and how did we overcome the challenges that we had. Facts. This is from Accenture, last year's report. So the number 1 disruption is technology. It moved from the 6th to the 1st that disrupts organizations. The rate of change has increased 183% over the past 4 years. 33% alone was the contribution of technology disruption. Organizations that combine data, technology, and people experience an increase in revenue by 2.8%. So it's not only about tech and data anymore. It's about people being at the centric of this whole equation. And talking about people, 49% of leading organizations states that leaders that communicate the change and advocate for it are the most beneficial. However, 7 out of 10 of those initiatives failed to meet the organization expectations. And why is the reason I'll go back to it now. We need to think of change management differently. So I'm a technical person. When we have a solution or a project, change management is always an afterthought. It is, people would relate here. So we would go and say, there will be the last week of the project. You'll train the trainer, put everybody in a training, and make those trainers train the others, and then you'll have a QR code now because we are in the digital era. You'll get all the material, use the solution. It doesn't work. Change management needs to be thought of as early as the inception of the project. And it's the responsibility of both the project manager as well as the organization to ensure that the adaptation of these solutions are realized, because it's a very expensive investment. So adaptation is not only about training, it's about creating that environment where people utilize the tool to the maximum. The other thing that we need to think about is aligning business objectives. These technologies are actually developing so fast, so technical people get really excited about every new tool that comes out. There's no point in investing in tools that we're not going to be used or they're not related to our business. So it's crucial that we actually get business alignment when we think about a technology that we want to adopt. Overcoming resistance. Technologies change the way we do things. It changes the processes, it changes our lives. The phones change the way we actually use the phones. It's not about taking a call. We take pictures, we search. It would change the processes, it would change our job, it will change the way we work. Hence, we have to think of resistance as early as an ideation, because you will need to change your processes, you'll need to change your policies, you will need to think of your environment, how is it changing? And that comes with minimum disruption. So you need to balance, because that change will create disruption. And as organizations, we're actually asked for profitability. So it's a balance that you need to strike when you're thinking about how you're going to manage change. It is not only about training, it is about continuous improvement, because these tools actually update themselves. So you will need to actually foster that continuous improvement thinking when we actually adopt these new solutions. And finally, we have to build confidence and trust. We don't know what we don't know. We need to be very honest when we actually deploy things that this is actually going to be evolving. And we build trust with the business. It is no longer the IT people developing a solution for the organization. It has to happen together, and we build that trust together. So these are the key ingredients that I thought was helpful and made a difference for us at OQ, and I'll explain how. What I want you to think about, that change management itself is actually changing. And how is that? So previously, we used to drive change initiatives from the top down. So you have a use case, and each use case will have its own change management program. But now you have multiple of use cases. So you need to think of it as a portfolio, and you manage it as a program. We used to drive vision. We set the vision, forget about it. And now the vision is very dynamic, because the tools are very dynamic. So we have to be adaptable, that we actually change our plans, not our goals, but our plans has to be very adaptable. Driving change requires a requirement and initiative level, but this is about managing a portfolio. It's also about employees, not just training the employees, but also training the organization with it. So you're going to train everything around you, stakeholders involved, your vendors. You have to think about the ecosystem instead of just thinking about your particular use case. So what have we done in OQ? 2022 was a very interesting year. So we are an energy company. We are vulnerable to the market volatility. So efficiency and making decisions at the right time is crucial for us. We knew that adopting digital solutions will actually help us enhance our efficiency. So we used to have a lot of initiatives that actually, sometimes would work, sometimes wouldn't. It depended on the manager who is there. If he is pro-technology, he will adapt it faster. If he's not, he will just focus about running the operations. So what we've done is we put a strategy in place. We created a digital factory. And in this factory, what we do is we actually think about all the pain points within the entire value chain, upstream, downstream, retail. We collected around 172 use cases. And guess what? 40% of those pain points were the same. And that's when we said we're not going to be doing this in silos, because we can't. It's impossible that you do it alone. We're going to do it collectively. And that's the behavior change that happened. So what we started doing is fueling the right behavior, which is about getting the right alignment, strategizing, getting the right people in place, working in an agile mode. So the way we do this is we actually take a use case, 6 weeks. If we can't find a solution, we drop it, because the technology won't wait for us. We cannot follow the last methodology of waterfall. I tender for 5 months, then I deploy it, train people. After a year, I have a solution. By the time we do that, it's already obsolete. I'm already behind. So 6 weeks, if we don't get a solution, we don't get an alignment, we move on. We go to the next one. It is disruptive. I had people, you know, resisting left, right, and center. But last year, 2023, we managed to actually adopt 5 use cases, whereas it used to be 1 every 2 years. But in 1 year, we managed to adopt 5 use cases. And that was the benefit of actually thinking as a team. And we did that through partnership and a proper strategy and the agile methodology. It was just this simple shift in behavior we've made. These are the use cases that I want to take you through. So the 5 use cases were, we put generative AI for CV screening. We are using video analytics in the HSC, one of our plants, to detect unsafe acts. So we used to record around 1,600 near misses a year. In 3 months, during turnaround, we were able to record around 14,000 misbehaviors. So from 1,000 to 14,000. The other one is we have predictive maintenance in one of our plants. We've automated around 90 processes. And the 5th one is we actually automated our balance scorecard. This year is about realizing the value and scaling it up. So this case about the CV screening, when we post a role, we get from 100 to 1,000 CVs per job. And you all know this because you're from HR, but I'll talk from a client perspective. So I posted a job, I think, around sometime in May. We have to wait for a period till we receive the CVs. There's thousands of CVs received. The HR person has to screen that, and then as a managing hire, I need to rescreen it again. With this tool, we actually we can do it in seconds. It's beautiful. So you put the job description, you upload all your CVs in there, and it actually ranks high, medium, low. And then I take it, I rescreen it again, and I get high, medium, low. I have saved around 2 months of the recruitment process just by having this AI tool. And the beauty about it is that in this solution particularly, we didn't do it alone. We actually had our talent manager, her name is Zubayda, I don't think she's here today, but bless her. She started with the resistance that I actually said, because she worried. She's like, if I do this, I'm going to lose my head count. Who's going to screen the CVs? And what we've done is like, let's try it. Let's see how it works. She soon started thinking, can it screen better than me? So the testing period was done by her. So she tested whether it actually was biased. Is she better than it, or it can beat her? That's the machine learning that actually goes behind it. Soon she realized that she was actually doing better than, it was doing better than her, and she started analyzing. So her job shifted from the normal screening to actually analyzing what the good candidates are. And she had all the data saved, so she was able to use that for different jobs. So that was a success story for us. And now we're actually happy to show everybody, whoever wants to take it, it's available. The other one was about travel management. So now we deployed Concur. You can imagine for an organization like ours, when we want to travel, it's a nightmare. I don't know about you guys, but for us, it's a nightmare. A week to go to Dubai, where I can, if I'm traveling personally, it just takes me seconds, 1 hour. And what we've done is we've deployed this app in our phone that actually does the same. But in this case, we thought about it a little bit late. So it was a typical project management thing. 3 months before the go-live date, we remembered that we haven't communicated well. And we haven't told people what we were doing because we were stuck in the solution. It was a very complex solution because you have to integrate the finance with the HR, with everybody. But what we've done then is to overcome this whole thing. We did a massive change rollout. We actually started campaigns across. It's still not there yet, you know, we could have done it better. But what we can realize today as an organization is we have the data. We know each department how much are they traveling. We're actually going to apply AI on the data that we have, and we would know which destinations that are the most, which hotels our employees prefer, and that's when we start negotiating with these locations. That's the power of this whole tool. I was told about time, and I would leave you with the last quote from Einstein. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. So it's all about us. Thank you very much.